Good morning, everybody. If you're packing for your vacation, you will no doubt bring your smartphone and your tablet along for the trip, but you may want to add a few other gadgets to the suitcase, as well as load some useful apps on your phone. Tech expert Shawn Holsombeck from AT&T is joining us now to show us some tools and some tips for your vacation. Great to have you back with us.
Thank you for having me.
So you've brought some really cool things, and we're going to get to all the cool gadgets in a minute, but if we're starting to plan vacations based on the existing technology that we might have, a phone and maybe an iPad. What do we need to be thinking about?
Yeah, I mean, wherever you go, there's some things you definitely want to take. A couple things would be like an essential travel kit, really good for your cables. Make sure you pack everything up. You don't have to, worry about losing them during the travel. And this is also going to allow you to be able to have those foldable prongs, so it doesn't bend as well. So
I always think it's a good idea to have just a separate set of charging cables that don't leave the house. I find myself a lot of the times having to unhook everything. So this is really smart. We went on a little trip earlier in the week, and my daughter lost power on her iPad, and she didn't bring her charger, and she was upset, and I told her first world problems. Truly, I mean, you got to bring the charger. I'm sorry, you'll survive a 3-hour drive. But this is a great kit to have. Go ahead.
Yeah, some other things like if you're, when we're doing traveling, usually we're going to be, away from the room. So we also have a charging battery, portable battery pack. This is also good if you're at the beach because you can charge your phone while you're not in the room, but you can also use the flashlight on it to be able to search for crabs on the beach.
Love that. Those little external chargers, so then I have to charge it, right? How long does that last on it then?
You're going to get a full battery charge on it, depending on which one that you go with. We have a 5200 amp battery that's going to give you about 2 full charges.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's going to last you all day, or plenty of time to get back to the room to charge your device.
All right, those are great. All right, you can keep going.
Okay. Another thing we've got is if you have multiple devices, we've got our Belkin 3-in-1 charger. This allows you to be able to charge your phone, your watch, and your phone, watch, and headset all at the same time.
Oh, so love that.
That's real good because you don't have to worry about having multiple chargers, different rooms. You have it all in one spot.
All right, love one of those. So you and I were talking before we went on, and I think hydration and more importantly, what you have your water in is now a fashion statement. So water bottles are just all that their age. You brought a water bottle.
Yes, this is one of my favorites right here because when you think about an insulated water bottle and you think about charging your phone with a wireless charging pad, this right here runs $60 and it does both. So you're hydrated, and then the bottom just unscrews, and you can just sit your phone on it, and you've got a wireless charger.
So this portion down here is the charger?
Correct.
Oh,
so it just unscrews, and that's your wireless charging pad.
All right. And then you're fashionable as well,
Exactly.
and hydrated. We often are thinking about safety when we're away from home, and so we want to keep some surveillance going if we can.
Yes. A couple of things we have, of course, now with everybody having a smartphone on their hand, you got a portable security device. We have the Lewis & Clark. It runs about $13. So if it's triggered at your house, it's going to leave a loud noise. It's also going to deter any would-be thieves. We also have what I brought here is the Google Nest. This right here, in case you want to be able to check in at your house and kind of see the video, you can actually do that with this or a Ring doorbell. But this also has a feature where you can actually unlock your door. So if you have somebody coming in and checking, house sitting, stuff like that, you can unlock the door and lock it back for security.
Love technology.
Yeah.
So here's some other things you say we need to think about before we leave with some of our other things we have is backing up that data. Why is that important?
Yeah, backing up the data is going to be really important. So when you go on a trip, you want to make sure all your contents, your pictures, everything is safe and secure. So definitely you want to back that up through the My AT&T app. We also have a Protect, Advantage Protect. That's for the insurance on the phone. So that way you can turn around and have everything backed up, secure. And if you do lose your phone or anything like that, you'll be able to get the phone replaced same day. So you're not going to have to worry about having to report it or something like that.
A lot of times when we think about buying insurance, we go, I don't really need it until you need it. So the insurance then is a good idea. You also just warn about using verified sites when we're doing payments. We do a lot of this electronically now.
Yeah, with the payments, you always want to make sure anything that you're going into, make sure that you have the most up-to-date apps on your phone.
Okay.
So update your apps before you go on vacation. Second is when you go to a site, make sure that it starts with HTTPS.
Yes.
The S stands for secure, and that makes sure that that you're in a safe spot.
I did not know that. So
Yeah.
the S stands for secure.
It does.
All right, we learn something new every day. Finally, and this just sort of wraps up the whole conversation. We're relaxing, but don't relax the privacy and the security, right?
Yeah, the big thing is a lot of people want to, just get on public Wi-Fi. We see these charging stations that you can hook up your phones to. The only problem with that is you don't really know who else is hooked up to that. So that's why we recommend, again, we have hotspots that you can connect to for your data. We also have, as far as the chargers and stuff, so that way you don't have to connect to something and lose your...
Use your own stuff.
Yes.
Good to see you as always. Great advice.
Thank you.
All right, coming up, it's a concern for expectant mothers, a possible shortage of OBGYNs. We'll take a look at that coming up next. All right, welcome back. It's being looked at as a looming crisis when it comes to women's health care. The shortage of OBGYN doctors is expected to only get worse in the year ahead as medical students make decisions on what and where to practice based on a state's abortion laws. Janet Shamlian takes a look at exactly what's changed.
Erin Duffy is a third-year med student in Florida, but this is not where the future OBGYN wants to be a doctor.
Unless things change, it wouldn't be my first choice to practice here.
What about other restrictive states, Texas, elsewhere?
It's just not an environment I really want to be in.
Students like Duffy are increasingly steering clear of OBGYN residencies in states with abortion bans. Applicants in those states plummeted more than 10% since Roe v. Wade was overturned. Some are deciding to avoid the specialty altogether, worried about the ability to practice evidence-based medicine.
There's also the big concern of the possibility of being legally prosecuted.
He's coming in Thursday morning.
Dr. Nicole Scott is the director of the OBGYN residency program at Indiana University School of Medicine. Says she's already seen a drop in applications.
What I'm specifically worried about is the retention of those doctors once they're finished training and their practice after residency.
And that puts the health of all women at risk, as OBGYNs also screen for cancer, perform well woman exams, and prescribe contraception.
This really isn't just about abortion access.
Dr. Amelia Huntsberger was doing that in Idaho, where most abortions are banned.
It's very clear that Idaho is no longer a safe place to practice medicine.
The OBGYN is leaving for neighboring Oregon after her rural hospital closed its maternity unit, citing in part staffing and Idaho's political climate.
If I'm an OBGYN resident coming out of residency and I'm looking around at different options, why would I look at Idaho and say, oh, I really want to move there to the state where I could be charged with a felony for providing medical care?
Current doctors leaving and new ones practicing elsewhere, leading to labor pains in women's health care. Janet Shamlian, CBS News, Orlando.
It was 1 year ago this week the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade, and Mississippi was at the center of the debate. CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns has a look at how the state has responded since abortion became illegal.
These are the diapers that we give out for the families.
The Diaper Bank of the Delta services nearly 300 families in one of the poorest regions of the country and has seen an increase in donations and demand.
A lot of families have signed up for more diapers. If they come in with any type of situation, we try to find a resource to help them.
So people are coming to you not just for diapers and supplies.
A helping hand and a best friend.
A helping hand in a state that needs it now more than ever. Mississippi already had the highest rate of infant mortality nationwide, and the maternal death rate is worsening, especially for Black mothers. It's what a public health expert was warning about when we visited last year, as the state's only abortion clinic prepared to close.
Is the state prepared for the consequences?
No, it's not prepared.
In April, Republican Governor Tate Reeves signed a series of bills he says create a culture of life, including tax credits for adoption and expansion of Medicaid coverage for up to 1 year postpartum. But critics say the bills aren't keeping up with the challenges. In the last year, the only NICU unit in the Delta closed. At least 3 other labor and delivery units across the state have shuttered.
Obstetrics is a lot of times, the first to go.
That environment inspired Dr. Rachel Morris to launch a program called STORK at the University of Mississippi Medical Center, training emergency workers to deliver babies.
They may not have the luxury of getting in a car and driving 2.5 hours. It's got to be so scary for these patients.
So you're able to step in and address a very specific need.
Yes, a very specific need. Again, a rural emergency room that does not have supplies for delivery. If they participate in STORK, it's a way to bridge the gap to give people what they need.
You're saving lives.
That's why I went into medicine, was to make a difference. So to hear that we've saved one mother or saved one newborn or made the outcome better, yeah, there's nothing like it.
Morris says the program has trained over 400 people and has a 6-month-long waiting list. Caitlin Huey-Burns, CBS News, Jackson, Mississippi.
Families across the country are in Washington, D.C. for Family Advocacy Day to share their stories and educate lawmakers about the role of children's hospitals. Danya Baca spoke to a 15-year-old with a rare pediatric kidney disease who is using her voice to advocate for others.
Kyrie Ramirez is now a thriving 15-year-old, but she'll tell you it's been a journey getting to this point.
I don't think I really had the perception that I was sick really until the point where I was in the hospital and they were like, you have kidney and liver failure.
During a routine physical when she was 8, doctors discovered Kyrie had a swollen spleen.
When the ultrasound and the blood work came in, the doctor called us to her office and told us to rush her to emergency to Children's Hospital.
Kyrie came here to Children's Hospital Los Angeles, where she was diagnosed with a congenital kidney disorder that also affects the liver.
The only treatment over time is actually replacement of those organs with an organ transplant.
Dr. Rachel Lest is the medical director of pediatric kidney transplantation.
For Kyrie, actually, her kidney disease progressed to the point of her needing help with her kidney function fairly quickly. She ended up starting on hemodialysis.
After nearly 3 years on dialysis, at the age of 11, Kyrie had an 18-hour life-saving kidney and liver transplant. As part of Family Advocacy Day in Washington, D.C., Kyrie and her father are sharing their story with members of Congress.
I think it's really important to me that I advocate for people because I really just want to give a voice to people.
A voice she says wouldn't be possible without the treatment she received at her pediatric hospital. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And Kyrie is approaching 4 years since having the double transplant. She'll have to be on medication for the rest of her life in order to make sure her organs are functioning. Because of her experience, she now wants to have a career in pediatrics. Well, a concerning decline in blood donations since last month could put stress on U.S. blood supplies through the American Red Cross. And now the organization is worried the number of blood donations will continue to go down. Mandy Gaither has more on the impact of low blood donations and how you can help.
As summer heats up, blood donations are going down.
Last month, we collected over 26,000 fewer blood donations than needed to meet the needs of patients.
Tiffany Taylor, American Red Cross, says it's common to see blood donation declines this time of year as more people are traveling and fewer blood drives in places like schools. But she says the need for blood doesn't take a summer break.
When blood donations are low, this can lead to blood shortages, which affect our ability to support cancer patients in their treatment. It affects our ability to respond to medical emergencies and chronic blood conditions.
If blood isn't readily available, it can also lead to postponement of elective surgeries. Taylor says low donations are especially concerning for the approximately 100,000 Americans who suffer from sickle cell disease.
There is no widely available cure, and they often rely on regular blood transfusions to manage their pain and prevent life-threatening complications.
While donors of all blood types are needed, the Red Cross is especially in need of type O, which is always in high demand. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Now, if you're interested in giving blood, you can schedule an appointment at redcrossblood.org. You can also call 1-800-RED-CROSS or go through the American Red Cross donor app. Even if you're traveling this summer, you can type in your zip code and find a nearby blood drive. All right, when we come back, hats off to Keely. We're keeping up with Keely ahead on Mid-Morning. All right, welcome back. It's been a while, but we are keeping up with Keely. Where have you been?
I've been at the beach.
So Keely is joining us here along with Ansley Perkins, who is our social media manager. And this morning, it's all about hats. And it's TikTok. So let me just preface this. When we came up with the segment, I was like, is this on TikTok? It's probably why I haven't heard about it. So tell us about this coastal cowgirl.
Okay, so every summer, you know, there's a trend that breaks out, and I feel like you're always making crafts. Well, this year, it's the coastal cowgirl.
Okay.
And if you don't know what that is, it's like coastal grandma with a rustic spin on it. As funny as that sounds, here's some inspirations.
Okay.
It's just very free and loving, and throw some cowgirl boots with it and a cowgirl hat, and you're officially a coastal cowgirl.
And it's cute and comfy and all the things.
Airy.
All right. So, Ansley, as I understand it, when you went away for your bachelorette trip, is that right? Was that sort of the theme?
Yeah, so at that time, it was probably about 2 years ago now. The thing for us was over the top.
So you were
as
ahead
much
of
as
the
possible.
curve on this, right?
Yeah, the trend at the time was over the top, as many glitter pieces
Like
as
this
possible,
middle one.
as much. We had feathers on it.
Okay.
It was as big as possible. Nowadays, it's more toned down a bit, but
the thing about it is you use your own creativity. So what do we need to bedazzle or decorate or whatever it is we want to do to our
First thing you need is your hot glue gun.
A hot glue gun?
And
Because we all have a hot glue gun.
You need to go to your local craft store and just pick up one of these cowboy hats like this, the straw looking ones. They're maybe $10 at most.
Like that.
And then go to the beaded section and you can pick up strands of these beads over here.
Okay.
And then you pick out what you like and you decorate your hat.
Okay, what color do you think? So I would choose this sort of natural colored hat.
I like the natural.
But what color do you think I would use for beads and everything?
So it's really just with what I would say you're going to be wearing. So my favorite ones that I picked out, I like these blue turquoise ones and this white one because that's kind of beachy, and if you're at the beach, you have the water, you have the sand, so it'll look good for my Instagram pictures.
That's what's really important is the Instagram picture.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys get started. You brought some beads, you brought hats. All right.
So this one is so cute to me, and all you do literally is get your hot glue, run it along there, and then you just start placing your stuff however you like. Now these beads there's a dip in them, but I mean, you just put them on the side, and that's really all you're seeing.
You can find a cute little something to pop right there in front if you wanted to.
And then you just start gluing and then sticking them on there. And honestly, the hats you can get at the stores, we come to find out, they glue their stuff on too.
You give us lots of wardrobe advice.
Yes.
So what kind of outfit am I going to wear with this? I mean, does it have to be denim?
No, I wouldn't say it has to. You could do the little shawls you wear to the beach, like a cover up with the hat. So you can wear this any time of day at the beach or anywhere.
Where was your bachelorette party and what did you wear?
We went to Myrtle Beach. So outfit, very understated. That outfit was not the point. It was the hat.
It was the hat. It was all about the hats.
I feel like no matter what you're wearing, the hat's going to kind of mix with your vibes.
All right. We have some interns in here. Are y'all on the hat train? Or you're learning today? They're learning like I'm learning today about, but I mean, this is a cool idea. I mean, the hat serves a dual purpose because if the sun is out, it kind of adds
you can cover your face
That's
instead of having to put on sunblock. Personally, I don't like the smell of sunblock very much, and I'd rather wear a hat.
So, Ansley, you brought kind of like pearls. Is that what you were doing? Okay.
So, one thing I did on my hat was I needed some way to keep it on my head. It was very windy at the beach, and I didn't want the little strings that come down here. These are just loose pearls, but you can take string pearls and hook them underneath each side of the hat and have it hang down in between.
So
extra
functional but cute.
Yes.
Functional
and look,
but cute.
here we go.
There it is.
There we go.
Look how cute and how quickly you did that.
Yeah, under 5 minutes, and it was way cheaper than buying A cowboy hat.
Yes, because really you probably could go in a store and find one similar to this and you pay a whole lot of money for it. So you're going to do this one also very quickly
So
for us?
Ainsley liked the really colorful ones because it's more of her, I feel like, personality per se. I mean, we're all bright.
So
but.
we've been talking a lot about the beach, but aside from the beach, where else am I going to wear this?
Well, this is also Mississippi. So,
so a cowgirl hat goes anywhere.
I feel like you can wear a hat,
fairs,
anytime.
carnivals.
To the river, if you go on the river. And also if you're going to the water park or anywhere, just outside to a concert. I mean, there's so many country concerts around here.
Yes.
I mean, you don't have to like country either, but.
Right. Because look, I'm not opposed to country music. Country music tells the best story. So once you finish with this one, I want to try it on. How much time do we have left? I'm asking my floor manager. Do we know about, we need to wrap up. Can I put this on my head
think you
real
can.
fast?
I think it's
Because
ready.
there's some pink in there and I do love pink.
There you go.
Boom, baby.
Now we're ready.
I'm ready. Coastal Cowgirl
Coastal
ready.
Cowgirl, get yours.
All right, just ahead, Family Treasures and Returned. We'll show you when mid-morning comes right back. I like it. I'm kind of cute. Yeah. Welcome back, everyone. Nearly 8 decades after the Holocaust, Jewish families here in the U.S. and around the world are being reunited with silver heirlooms stolen by the Nazis. Tina Krause has the story of a German man determined to see those treasures returned.
The white gloves show just how precious these pieces are. All of this silver was stolen from Jews by the Nazis in 1939.
Might be the spoon your grandmother ate with or took their soup with for Shabbat.
German museum director Matthias Wieneger has made it his mission to return the items to relatives of the original owners.
It's really important to try to find the families and, in my view, and give back the objects.
As part of the Jewish persecution, Nazis took thousands of silver pieces, ordering Jews to hand them over to pawn shops across Germany.
These labels are still from the pawn shop, and the objects have marks.
Those labels matched up to historic documents, naming those forced to surrender their silver. With the help of social media, Wieneger has found some of their family members. Orna Levy Flint is one of them. She's seeing her family heirloom for the first time.
This candlestick belonged to a member of my family. She appears here in the family tree.
Wieneger hopes to reunite more families in the coming months, with plans to deliver silver keepsakes to relatives in New York, San Francisco, and Israel. Tina Krause, CBS News.
And much of the stolen silver was melted down decades ago to help fund the German war effort, but some of it ended up in museums around Germany. All right, we'll be right back to wrap things up soon with this. All right, be sure you stay connected with us. We'd love to hear from you. We'll see you back here next time. Have a great day.